Hello everyone, this is Shadow Dragon recording from the test server, covering some more Deluge DLC. And today we're going to be looking at the Applied Science Weekly mission. So I'm going to go ahead and reset that. I think it's this one. Right, so if you remember from last year, if you did the event last year, this is the 4-man weekly mission where you go around to those 4 intersections around the museum. And you're testing these protocols against a bunch of Starros. So there's fire, poison, ice, and electricity. Fire, poison, and ice work in the same way in that they're actually going to damage the Starros and help you out. Whereas electricity is ineffective against the Starros. And you're going to have to beat them straight up with full health. So last year they were pretty easily soloable, and I'm going to link to my video from then so you can compare it, where I did it with nature, and that was before the AM era, so nature was considered one of the weaker powers before that, and I wanted to make sure I did it with that one. And pretty much like when I went through all my alts, I did it with almost every power, except for the ones that I don't play, obviously. But we're going to try to solo these 4 nodes, and we're not in the AM era, so this is the stats revamp. There's going to be no AM bonus for damaging them. Alright, so electricity is near the generators. We're going to go do, let's do poison, which is the one that's closest to us. Hopefully this is an empty phase. I mean, I saw one other player here. So what you want to do is clear the intersection of the normal adds so that they don't get mixed in. So with poison, fire, and ice, what you're going to do is activate the device and step out of the intersection. The stars are going to spawn around the perimeter of this, and then they're going to move towards the center. So if you move back right away, you won't aggro them. And the idea is to let the protocol do most of the work. Now what you could do is, when you're facing them, you could target lock and then cycle through the D-pad to take a look at their health. Because you want to jump in when they're around 33% to make sure you get credit. Because if you let the protocol do all the work or you do it too late, you might not get credit. So that's pretty easy, and I'll have to compare this, but that felt like it was faster. So maybe their health was reduced from where it was last year. As in the protocol doing damage, because I kind of remember waiting longer. So it's kind of more convenient this way. Because, you know, like the longer you wait, the higher the chance someone else has to interfere and possibly steal credit. Because last year, if you tried to do this, like you could have done all like the work, activating and waiting, and then someone could have just come by and just hit them once and take all the credit. This one I think is ice.
You cannot stop me. I am Legion.
I think with the way these Starros spawn and get aggroed, that 329 should really be no problem. Now, I went through the dailies twice plus the pointer mission, and I'm already like over a third of that 329, so it should be no problem. But you know how the community is going to work. They're going to finish that on day 1, and pretty much making the rest of the dailies and weekly kills redundant. So this is not a counter you have to force at all. Yeah, I feel like this is way faster. They're even going down fast with the remainder of health that I have to burn away. Alright, this is fire, so same drill. Let me clear this guy. Get some supercharge out of it just in case. Now all the healing and supercharge and orbitals and stuff, that's all going to be for the electric one. Because we actually have to fight our way through that one. Since going by like the lores, and I think maybe it was a briefing or something, electricity doesn't affect the Starros. Alright, electricity is last. And that is by the generator mission. So for electricity, not only do you want to clear this intersection, but I also clear this street. I mean, I suppose you could use any street. I'm just used to doing this one. Because what we're going to do is, like you saw the pattern of how they move, they're going to move from here, the center, to the middle. So what I'm going to do is, after I activate the protocol, is I'm going to purposely hesitate at one corner in hopes of pulling back 2 or 3. And then I'm going to battle those 2 over here. Let the other 3 hit the protocol, which is not going to damage them. But the point is to split the battle into 2, so I'm not fighting all 5 at the same time. Because they tend to crowd control you, and then they can like re-stun you. So that's why it's difficult to fight all 5 at the same time. Alright, so here we go. And wait here just a bit. And then you come out of combat, so that's another important thing. So you can start the second part of the fight at full health and full power. But something, I actually did this already, and watch the difference this time around. So notice that these hits are doing no damage. And that's because the electricity is healing them this time around. Now I'll have to check the video from last year to see if it was doing the same thing, because our AMs just might have been overpowering them. But if you fight them in the middle this time, their health is not going to go down. So watch, I'll do that with this guy. I'll lead him right back to the middle. And you see, he's like slowly getting his health back. You don't see the green numbers, but you saw that the bar went up. So it seems like whether you're soloing this or not, you're gonna have to take them away from the middle. I really don't remember doing that last year, so I'll definitely have to re-watch my own video, and if I forgot to mention that before, I will be linking that in here, so check out the description. Alright, so once again, that is the Applied Science Weekly Open World. It is scaled for 4-man. It is like an open world alert, but as you can see, it's doable as a solo, as long as you fight smart. And you should really be able to do this with any power set, because it's really just about splitting up that mob and then surviving it. It's probably easier in any of the support stances. I think DPS defense is probably a little bit too low for it. Okay, but that's it from here. Thanks for watching.